Schools Council are very proactive in helping to ensure that we get the very best teachers. And when I work with the School Council and Jill, we discuss with the School Council what it is they want from a teacher. So they have to come up with the criteria. What is it you're looking for? How will you know what questions you're going to ask? What's the criteria? What are you looking for? What should the answers be? So that they're very clear in their minds prior to the interview what it is they're looking for. And the last interviews we did was actually with, we appointed a man. And we had 37 people apply for a teaching post, which in today's day, in a tough, disadvantaged area, is a massive compliment to the school that people want to actually come and work here, because of the nurturing focus on this school has become quite well known throughout Wigan. So the interviews, we interviewed 6 very, very strong candidates, but there was one that stood out. This is not Catherine who you talked to, this is Scott, who's in year 2. And when he walked out of the door, I took him out of the door and I said, well done, it's a really good interview. I said, you're now going to have an interview with the head senior leadership team. You know, I hope you do well. I came back in the room and the kids are dancing. He is so number one. He is so number one, Mrs. Rigby. I said, why? Come on, sell him to me. Why? And they came up with all the, he talked to us. He's passionate. His aspiration to be a teacher was this, that. They were so very clear and so focused on why this person would fit into this school. And he did have a wonderful interview, because he really talked to the children in terms of what his passions were, why he loved teaching, and when we met up with the other interview panel, we'd made our list 1 to 6 with the reasons why and all the criteria with the children. We met up with the second team and we both came up, the same person got the number 1 spot. So that really, for me, was empowering to the children to say that they had a voice in who and what they wanted of a teacher. When I was head of a very disadvantaged school in Salford, and when I went there as head, it had all the aspects of that roll up with poverty, poor attendance, children not wanting to come to school, large families, single parent families, oldest child stayed at home to look after and bring up youngest children. I used to literally walk the streets to get kids in. They hadn't had breakfast, so the first thing we did was start the breakfast club. And then I because I'd spent nearly all my teaching career working in disadvantaged schools, it's not just about providing nurture in the school, it's providing nurture for the family. It's a whole family aspect, a whole community aspect when you're looking at, disadvantage, and the making children want to come to school because they feel happy, because they're safe, because they're secure, because learning's fun, because they feel loved, because there's a dedicated team of people, especially here, who work alongside all the staff, so that continuous professional development for this staff is very much nurture focused. So you'll have been told about the mediation training that the children do, all the different ways that the intervention programs that we put in is not about taking groups of children out and putting them somewhere else. It's about having the same curriculum but presented in a different way, and recognising that a lot of children cannot access what I call the curriculum, the hard curriculum. So the children will talk to you about Muddy Mondays and all the different outside learning that they do in the gardens, looking after the hens. These are learning opportunities for them, but it's about nurturing them and making them feel special and looking after their skills and talents. I wish you could come to a Tuesday singing assembly when the whole staff and all the children sing these amazing songs, and the songs are all about looking after each other and about feeling loved and about being special. It's joyous, and when you walk out of there, all the children, all the staff bounce out because they've shared this amazing experience together. So what I've done as Chair of Governors, because I've got the background of working in disadvantages, is worked with Jill, and so we've done learning walk. We do a learning walk around school maybe once every 2 months. So we look at what's in the classroom to support children's safekeeping and security and looking after their emotions. So we look at that. We then but we talk with children about what does nurture mean, what does the word mean, what are the 6 principles of nurture that you see stamped in every classroom. We're actually starting to unpick those with because they're quite hard, what I call words for some children to actually understand what do they mean. So what we've done is with groups of children unpick those and say what does that sentence mean to you? Is it, and they're quite happy. It means feeling safe. It means knowing that if I come into school and I feel sad, I know what to do. So you'll find the children are articulate about how to access, nurture. But we had a Polish boy, Roman, who's gone on to high school. I'm sure. Have you heard the quote that he said? That nurture is the heart of our school, and without that we can't function. And they were his words, nobody else's words, and he said that to an MP actually. Wow. Yeah, so it was like one of those wow moments. It was and when you're the people, I forget who came from National Nurture, the lady who came,
could be Yvonne or Helen or Claire.
Anyway,
yeah.
She talked to the school council, and I ended up in tears in this room because of the passion and the feelings that the children had about what it meant to come to school and to feel joyous and to love learning and to know that they're special. They're very, very special. And new teachers coming to this school say it's the most special place to teach. In terms of I speak to parents. I come to parents' evenings and as many school functions as I can do, and parents feel very happy because the child's happy, because the child is happy and wants to come to school. They feel nurtured. Because so much attention is spent on looking after the whole family. So there's huge investments in, you'll have heard of the work with the school does with the church and the vicar. So it's working with families who are troubled, who I've seen be very reluctant parents to come into school, who now come into school and come in for coffee mornings, come in to listen to the children read. I feel it all the time. I can't pick any different. I can't pick things out because it's just the nurturing sort of. It's like a warm umbrella. It embraces the whole family, and it's the understanding and the empathy of why is this happening? Why is this child sad, angry, nervous? What is happening that we don't make any value judgments. It's about what can we do to help the child, and I've always been need to help the family. need to involve the family to help the child as much, so that when the child goes home, that we know that because of situations, children go into what I call toxic family situations. We know there's drugs on the estate. There's high crime rate. Long holidays. We know when we come back after the school holiday, the big holiday, that children have been put into lots and lots of very difficult situations and have not had school to come into, that safe place to talk through to a teacher or any of the nurture team about what's happening at home or what's happening in their lives. So to that extent, next year we've decided that we're only going to open for 5 weeks instead of 6 weeks. The year after we'll try 4 weeks. So we're having shorter holiday times, because that's when tends to be lots of problems. So I can't give you any for instances. Just Jill Weatherson obviously is the jewel in the crown, but the head is the one who allows it to happen. She has this vision and has always had that. When I first met Jill, I had just retired after doing other things, working with other schools, what have you, and it was her vision that matched mine. It was like, I'm looking at myself 35 years ago. It's her vision of what she wants for these children, and she goes out and she gets it, and she puts in the work to ensure that we have the best teachers, because these children have to have the most outstanding teachers who are well versed and are empathetic in what nurture means, what the 6 principles of nurture means, and how do you actually put it into practice, because it's ongoing, it's continuous.